All right, live. Thank you. It's hot, and yeah, let's talk about self-medicating. It's funny. This is I can read the shirt, so I've been wondering if I had to flip the camera. I don't. Another thing too is funny with YouTube. Um, this is what's really funny with YouTube. Let's talk about YouTube for just a hot second. The funny thing is, this is the funny thing. If you have no followers, like I have, what is it, 4 now? If you have next to nothing followers and nothing views, you can say just about whatever you want to say. I can say all the bad words, all the bad words. I've said some before. I've said some Australian bad words, but one that begin A, I'll spell it for you. ABO. There, I spelled it. You can say that, and YouTube doesn't care. I can say all the words, all the nice, naughty, nuanced. To see what letter all those words begin with there. I can say all those words, and YouTube doesn't care. YouTube doesn't care. You know what? The other thing too with YouTube is YouTube doesn't care at all. They only care if someone else flags you and says, "Hey, he said the naughty word. Take him down, cancel him." That's the funny thing with YouTube. Because YouTube, if you saying those Neanderthal words all the time gets you to get more and more views, so your video by the algorithm is going to get pushed more to the front, and more ads and more dollars for the people at YouTube executive offices, wherever they are, Silicon Valley probably. They like that. They want that. In all reality, they don't want you to get canceled. They want you to get more views, more shares, more likes, more downloads, more comments, more ads, more money, more revenue. I find that funny with YouTube. The other thing is the reason I put this. Now I put the first thing it says when you want to go live or upload or anything. It says, "Is this for children or not?" And I say, "No, it's not for children." And the second thing is, "Do you want to restrict your audience to 18 plus?" And then it says, which may or may not, what's the word? I just was staring at it. It may or may not, it has to do with monetization. It's possible that if I say I want my audience to be 18 and only for the purpose of me swearing and being myself, and also to not let minors see my content because they shouldn't be, right? I mean, if your 9-year-old is watching this and I'm in the background and you're making dinner and you hear "fuck this" and "fuck that" and "fuck off" and "fuck you" and "fuck this," and you're like, well, what is he watching? How is he watching that? Well, that's how. Is they don't click 18 and over because they want everybody to watch it because it increases the ad revenue and the money. If you click 18 and over, you might not get monetized. They might not show ads on your channel. So YouTube wants you to, I don't know, be filthy and have no filter because they're the filter, but then they're telling you not to have the filter because you want the money. Anyway, I just found that funny. I find it very, very funny. Back to here we go. So self-medication. Now, in my opinion, let's do a real time just to get a real time fact check sheet here on this. Oh my gosh, this mouse. Why? What is self-medication? So self-medication, self-medicating is the use of drugs, herbs, alcohol, or other substances to treat self-diagnosed physical or mental health symptoms without direct guidance from a doctor. It ranges from taking over-the-counter painkillers for a headache to using alcohol or illicit drugs to cope with anxiety and stress. In other words, any and all forms of drugs, substances, whatever you want to call them, you are going to take them without the doctor's orders, or tweak it or bend it. Maybe you are prescribed, like I said, you got over-the-counter painkillers, or maybe you have. Here's a good example. You break your arm, the doctor prescribes you oxys. You take all of them at one time. That is self-medicating, and that stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No, can't do it. Alcohol, the worst drug in the world and the number one legal drug in the world. You take more than one drink at a time, you're basically self-medicating. You're getting inebriated. You're going for that buzz. Now, I really want to talk about, though, like, it's so funny here. It says home remedies using herbs and dietary supplements to treat emotional and physical pain. Herbs, marijuana. That's the only herb I know. And salvia, you can get high on salvia. You can get baking high on salvia. It only lasts like 15 minutes. I've never done it. I've only seen videos, and I think my brother tried it. He's got a story I heard. He either knew a guy and was there, or he did it. It was like tripping mad balls. Anyway, so let's just skim this AI article here. Over-the-counter drugs, pain relievers, cough syrups, or allergy pills. Isn't that funny? Cough syrups. Kids do that because I think they can buy cough syrup without being ID'd, and it has alcohol in it. Also, the allergy pills, pain relievers, bath salts, right? They play what's his name? Heisenberg? Was that his name from Breaking Bad? They play Heisenberg, and they have a lab in their kitchen or the garage, and they extract it somehow with all their chemistry that they got from high school, and they make their own I don't know, meth, Molly, MDMA. I don't know. They just do their own thing and they take it. Substance use, drinking alcohol, using cannabis to relax your sleep, prescription misuse, taking leftover antibiotics or someone else's focus or anxiety medication. That happens a lot. Believe you me, it happens a lot. Why do people do it? Saving time and money instead of booking a clinic visit. Convenience, coping with distress, trying to numb emotional pain, sadness, or trauma, access issues, lacking easy entry to professional health care. Access issues versus don't have money to book a clinical visit. Isn't not having money an access issue? This goes back to what I say with money and get rid of money. If you got rid of money, all of this problems would go away. Oh, I can't get access to the clinic because I don't have any money. Oh, now you don't need money. You can just go. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to go because I like my illegal drugs or whatever. Well, get rid of it. It's just then it's all good. Then eventually, I mean, it's so asinine. It's so stupid. It's the whole, when you tell a kid you can't have M&Ms, what do they do? They look in the kitchen and the pantry and the cupboards until they find it, and then they eat all of them. Right? Knock it off. Just, here, you can have these 3 M&Ms, and that's it. That's it for the day. And then you put them up high, or you hide them, you put them in the bedroom, whatever. You put them in a safe if you have to, and lock the fucking thing. You know what your kid's going to do with those 3 M&Ms? I only have these 3 M&Ms. I'm going to eat one soon. But I only have these 3 M&Ms. Mommy, when's bedtime? In 15 hours? Okay, I'm going to eat one soon. Watch what happens when you do that with your child. You get these 3, and that's it. But my kid will sit there and stare at M&Ms for hours before he's like, okay, now I'll eat one. Anyway, potential risks, wrong diagnosis. Treating the wrong issue makes the real illness worse. Bad reactions, dangerous drug interactions or severe side effects, resistance and addiction. Misuse can lead to antibiotic resistance or chemical dependency. If you or someone you know is trying to manage specific symptoms, tell me what physical or emotional signs you are seeing so I can suggest safer ways to help. AI is, wow, this is weird. Ask anything. Yeah, I bet. Anyway, so here's the thing with bipolar and self-medicating. Now, I myself have self-medicated many times, and I'm going to do it again many times. But there is a point where too much and your mind goes off the rails. You can induce an episode, especially my bipolar type 1. I can induce a manic mania. I don't know what exactly it is, if it's how many grams of the cannabis it is. I do know that I've had multiple negative edible experiences. Therefore, I don't eat the edibles. I retired from the edibles. When was that? 2012. 2012. Yeah, it's been, what is it? 2026, 2012. What's 26 minus 12? 14 years since I had an edible. And I think I'm doing pretty good in that department. I think I'm doing pretty good. I know it's amazing. I know it's great. I know you like it's heavenly and it's the thing is it's different. There's smoking it, there's eating it. I ate it. The first time I ate it, it was like the best high of my life. It was amazing. I loved it. Before I knew I had bipolar. Maybe I didn't even have it then. That's the other thing. Where the fuck did stuff come from? Maybe that gave me the bipolar. And then the second time I ate, then that, really, really got me going into the nasties of the bipolar. That's some hot coffee. So I don't eat the edibles no more because it just crushes me. The last time I did it, I was with my brother, and it hit so hard and so fast. I mean, like I took a bite of a brownie, I ate it, like the typical 20, 30 minutes go by and you're just like, what the fuck? And he's driving. I'm like, yo, why isn't this just kicking in? And he's like, give it time, give it time. And he had two. And I was pissed off and I was impatient. And I just got off the plane for fucking 12 hours or something like that. And I took that second one and I threw it down the meat wagon, the whole thing. And he looked at me, he's like, you motherfucker, what are you doing? Oh, that's over now. And I'm within like 5 minutes of swallowing that on the freeway, I just start going like, and it was on like King Kong I must have been high for like 48 hours or something like that. It was not cool. I thought I was throwing up white beams of light. Just, it was actually food because he filmed it. And I thought it was just white beams of light. And I was like, oh, that feels great. And he's like, do it again. I'm like, okay. So it actually did feel great to throw up, but it was not great. What I was going through, I had my eyes closed probably 90% of the time, but I could still see. I could still walk. It's because I was back home in my childhood neighborhood, so I knew the layout and everything. That's what I think. And I was walking very slowly, and he was next to me. Maybe he was holding my hand, I forget, but I remember just like being able to see with my eyes closed. That's not true though, right? That's the mind fucking with you because I self-medicated, right? I thought I could see, like, oh, I can see everything. I can see. No. That's no. It's me tripping balls hallucinating things that aren't in front of me because I had my eyes closed. I was, I'm gonna walk home with my eyes closed. No, that's not what happened. It felt like that, but that's not true reality. Of course, that wasn't self-medicating. I would say in my, um, I was um, wanting to have fun because there is a borderline. There, let's be honest here. Why is alcohol legal? And your doctor's going to tell you stay away from alcohol, but it's legal. But it's not good for your mental condition, but it's legal. But you're a grown ass adult and it's legal. Go to the drugstore, the liquor store, and get all the booze you want and drink it all because it's legal. There's consequences to that. And so when I was trying to have fun, I took too much, and I don't know how much to take on the edible level to then go, oh, I want to try it again. I was out there. I was in stores in Oregon and California this past Christmas. I saw the stars of death. I saw the gummy bears, the gummy worms. I saw the lollipops. I read the packages, 200 milligrams, 500 milligrams. I saw all this stuff. And I thought to myself, well, how much is the correct amount that I should eat and have a good time and not induce a fucking manic episode? I have to ask a doctor for that. And where I live in Sweden, every time I ask my doctor, my psychiatrist, how many milligrams of marijuana can I have? She says, shut the fuck up. I'm not going to answer that question. You're stupid. Don't take it. You don't need it. Not right now. Let's work on one thing at a time. So, because of my extensive experience of smoking, self-medicating, I know my limit there too. If I mix cannabis and alcohol, for sure, it's probably, I probably only need one whole beer or one whole shot or one glass of wine, one serving of alcohol with probably one or two joints, and it's there you go. I guarantee you I'll be in the psych ward, the cuckoo's nest. I guarantee it. So I don't want to be there. So I think about that. And it's easier for me. I moved out of California. California didn't move out of me. It's easier for me to knock off the alcohol than it is to knock off the cannabis. I'm just going to be honest right there. I'm probably going to go the rest of my life with little to zero alcohol the rest of my life. I'll have the wedding champagne toast if I'm invited to another wedding. I'll have the the graduation toast. I'll do that stuff. Somebody poured a glass of wine the other night. I was at a friend's house. That's right. I know where I was. I was at a friend's house. I was some lasagna, and he was like, "Hey, you want some wine?" And I go, "I'm not a real wine guy, man. I've never tasted a good glass of wine." And he's like, "You'll like this." And he poured just a little bit. He said, "Just try that." So I did. I tried it. I liked it. It tasted amazing, actually. It's the first glass of wine I've had ever. Well, okay, I think I've had another glass of wine, but whatever. It's a glass of wine I had where I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy good." And he says, "Yeah, isn't it?" And he goes to pour some more. I said, "No, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you," because I know that more alcohol will mean more psychosis because I like to self-medicate. And I don't know when I'm going to self-medicate exactly all the time into the future. It's a feeling. Sometimes I feel like, oh, I want to have some tonight because I'm meeting up with the guys and we're going to hit the town and they want to drink, but I don't. So I'll smoke and then meet them and then we'll have a good time. But sometimes I go, well, so-and-so is going to want me to drink with him. I'm going to have to at least have one beer with him. So maybe I don't smoke. Self-medicating is, I mean, first of all, This is so tough because there's some drugs you have to take every single day. Like me, I take lithium every single day, almost the same time every single day. And by definition, you could say I'm a drug addict in that way, by definition. But I'm not addicted to lithium. I can stop taking lithium, and I have before, anytime I want. I can go cold turkey on that motherfucker. And I want to, but my doctor says otherwise. Okay. So I'm not addicted to lithium, so I'm not a drug addict in that way. I know people that every morning they wake up, they take a Tylenol or an Advil or an ibuprofen every morning without fail. They're not addicted. They just feel and have gotten used to this. It's for my inflammation. It's takes away the back pain. Um, uh, it prevents the headache from coming. Whatever it is they're saying. So they do that. They do that. Now there's also the oxy stuff that is addicting like right away. Right, you take it and you're addicted, and you're just going, and then you're let's say like I had open heart surgery, and then let's say 3 months go by. Okay, it's recovered, it's healed, you're good to go, but I still want my oxycontins. I'm still addicted to them. So then they're going to give them to you in America at least, and da 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 da. So that is an addiction that you're taking because of the feeling. You're chasing the feeling. And that is what AI here is saying in this little thing here, especially with the drinking alcohol, using cannabis to relax or sleep. You're getting the feeling, the state. You're taking an outside substance and you're introducing it to your body to do something that your body has already done naturally for so many years. That's another question I've always thought when it comes to self-medicating. What did you do before you found alcohol, weed, MDMA, Molly, ecstasy, oxys? What did you do before you got the Ritalin, the Adderall, Xanax? What did you do before that? How many years did you go? For me, I believe I was 18 when I had my first beer. I had my first joint, and I had lost my virginity or found my virginity, had sex. And how those are different for everybody. Where on the spectrum are you? And what is it about the before and after? Before you use it, before you did it, you didn't know. You didn't know. I didn't know what getting high was going to feel like. I didn't know what getting drunk was going to feel like. I didn't know what having sex was going to feel like. I had an idea. I read books. I heard friends. I had maybe there's a possibility that the same thing that happened to my buddy is going to happen to me, feeling wise, emotional wise, but I have no idea until you to do it yourself. And I really want to get sober 100%. The last time I was tested for cannabis, my number was 28, and the number you want to be at for quote unquote it's out of your system according to the psychiatrist is 20. So I'm pretty close. I'm pretty close to getting it out of my system 100%. I think I take a test. Is it this month or next month? It's soon. It's soon. And I'm gonna do it again. It's for blood, but I have to volunteer that this is what's cool about me and my situation. I am not required to take the cannabis test because, well, they know I'm from California. Let's just put it that way. However, I will voluntarily do it because I want to know, am I at zero? I actually want to know, what is it like to be before I was 18? I want to know, what is sober Ryan like, me, all the way? No alcohol, no the only thing would be lithium, and I don't count that as an induced. I don't take the lithium like, oh, I can't drive a car anymore, you know? Still that. So, yeah. It's tricky dicky. On one hand, there's the amazing feeling. Oh, it's gonna feel so good. And I've only heard about ecstasy. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, my skin feels amazing against my skin. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done it, but I hear like, the couch feels great. Yeah, I hear you're supposed to take ecstasy and have sex, is what I hear. But I also hear that ecstasy can, what can ecstasy do? Google, what can isn't that funny that they won't, like, they know what I'm asking here, but now I have to punch in letter for letter. After what can look, let's do it. What can Elon Musk buy with his money? C, ECG detect. S, gone. Nothing. What can ECS? There's nothing. I put TEAC. What can ecstasy do? What can ecstasy do? Did I spell ecstasy wrong? Ecstasy. I spelled it correctly. Oh, I spelled it like Stacy, like the female name. Actually, names are unisex now, so 126, like the name. Hi, my name's Stacy. I have a 22 centimeter cock. What does that mean? Hard or soft drug? I never heard that. It must be the intensity of the addiction. Ecstasy can mean an intense emotional state of overwhelming joy or a synthetic psychoactive drug, MDMA. As an emotion, it is a peak experience of supreme happiness, rapture, and transcendence. Huh. That's right. Yeah, you can feel ecstatic. As a substance, it triggers artificial euphoria. Artificial euphoria. How's it artificial? Must have to do with the brain and the dopamine and serotonin, and is that what it is? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Triggered artificial euphoria, boundless energy, and deep social connectedness. Oh, we got any side effects? I want to know the side effects. The reason I'm afraid of it is because, like cocaine, and I know this without doing it, I can just talk to people. It's like, does it raise your heartbeat? People, oh yeah, oh dude, your heart starts racing. Well, I can't do that. Ecstasy side effects. What are 5 side effects of drugs? Can I just get the regular list of side effects? This is weird. Let's just go to mydoctor.com. What is that? Let's see here. The effects of ecstasy may start and be felt within 20 minutes to an hour. Ecstasy pills. No, but what? Dude, what is. Okay, here we go. Some of the effects that may be experienced after taking ecstasy include increased confidence and energy. Aren't side effects, isn't all the side effects negative? Like when you look at a commercial, an American commercial at least, it says side effects include diarrhea, dysphoria, amnesia, diphtheria, measles, mumps, rubella, sickle cell anemia. Like it just keeps going on and on and on. Bleeding butthole, like it just goes on, and that's a side effect. You hear these are increased confidence and energy. That's not a side effect. That's a positive. Lowered inhibitions, feelings of well-being, feelings of closeness to others, empathy, anxiety, paranoia, poor muscle control and steadiness. Your heart's a muscle. Muscle aches and stiffness. Your heart. Increased blood pressure and heart rate. There you go. I can't do this. Nausea, loss of appetite, increased body temperature, sweating. I hate sweating. Skin tingles, dilated pupils, heightened sensations, jaw clenching, teeth grinding. Oh, fuck that. People take this drug for fun? High doses, floating sensations, vomiting. No, thank you. high body temperature, high blood pressure, increased heartbeat, hallucinations, irrational or bizarre behavior, convulsions, fits, coming down, physical exhaustion, depression, irritability, insomnia, anxiety, paranoia, difficulty concentrating. Okay, so ecstasy is a no. Right. It might feel amazing, but I guess that's what they mean by artificial. It feels amazing, but reality is it's not. All those. Why would you want to shoot some smack up your arm and then start puking? That's like the ayahuasca people. I went to ayahuasca retreat for 7 days. How was it? I puked for 6, and then 100% clarity. I highly recommend it. I don't think so. I don't think so. You can achieve those states of nirvana with meditation. Um, in fact, I have an exercise I'd like you to do if you're watching. Get to a place, a physical place where you can drown out all the noise. I know it's hard. I know there's neighbors, TVs, speakers, stereos, music, dogs, cats, cars, honking, horns. It's just really hard to get into a spot that's really quiet. You might have to, like, do you know a friend that lives out in the countryside? Say, hey, can I borrow one of your rooms for an hour? I want you to go and get to that spot, that super quiet spot. And then get in some meditative pose and try to be there, relax, just lay down there and don't fall asleep. Listen to the silence. Focus on the silence. If you hear a bird, think about what type of bird, how far away is that bird? After a while, you will be able to hear things very far away. It's incredible. And at the same time, you'll be able to hear your inner self. And you'll have that self-medicated drug chasing thing you're looking for, whatever. And it's awesome. It's awesome. I have a walk-in closet, thankfully. Even though I have one bedroom, there's a walk-in closet. And I shut the door and I go in there, and it's pretty quiet until the neighbors start being noisy. But if they're not noisy, I'm telling you, it is really quiet in there. And then when my kids start making noise, then okay, it's But there's those moments where, man, it is so quiet. It's like, wow, it's so peaceful, right? That's the emotion that I think right now in my life I love the most. The peaceful emotion, peacefulness, right? It's like, wow, it's quiet, it's calm, it's peaceful. There's no noise. There's no noise. And that's the thing. Even when I self-medicate with my doobies, I might feel good, but I'm not peaceful. I'm not like, oh, finally. Right? The good I feel is an up for me. I smoke a little bit, I go up. Yay, I'm up. I'm dancing. I'm the life of the party. I'm cracking jokes. Cool. Then I come down, you get the munchies, and you get tired, you go to bed. That's the other thing too, is if I really want to lose weight, which I do, and I was at let's do a fasting update real quick. So 3 weeks ago, I think I did that though, right? Yeah, I weighed 100, then I weighed 99, then I weighed like 95. Last night before I went to bed, I weighed 92. 92. However, I ate, so I should say before bed, but whatever. I weighed 95 again. So that might be my number right now, but eventually I'll get there. I want to get to 89 at least. I was at 89 once. I want to do it again. Yeah. Of course, when I was at 89 last time, it was 89 yoked, working out all the time. Mad gym physique. This time it's 89, but I've had Fat I'm losing. Actual fat. I don't, I've lost muscle mass through not working out. So to continue this, every time that I want to self-medicate, I'm always thinking, well, wait a minute, the munchies are going to kick in. And I have to plan. And the more I plan, the easier it is to not smoke, because then I don't have to plan. Right? For instance, I made a huge salad the other day because I knew I was going to smoke. It was amazing. And even with the huge salad, I still went and bought a bag of M&Ms, ate the whole thing before I got home, and then bought one of those giant foot-long cinnamon cannel lenge, whatever. Like, I think I ate that whole thing too in one sitting, but it's so good. Like, that's what it's there for. But that's, in that moment when it's done, it's like, dude, what the fuck did I just do? I'm another fucking user, loser, abuser. I can't say no. I can say no. I can say no for 5 days. I can say no for a month. And then sooner or later, something comes up. It's, oh, man. A friend of mine's coming to visit me from Czech Republic next month. He's to stay for a month. We're going to get high. Because, that's what we do. And it's going to be very hard. If he's like every day, like, yo, I got to, no, dude, no, stop. It's time out. But if it's like, he's here for 30 days. I would say once every 10 days. So if we do it for 3 days, 3 times in that 30 days, I said, that's okay. That's fine for me. I can handle that. That should be a good time. It shouldn't be too much. The self-medication, again, why are you doing it? And what are you chasing? And especially if you live stateside. If you live stateside, every single state now is legal one way or another, isn't it? Medicated or recreational. How many states are, oh my gosh. What happened here? Okay, there we go. How many states is cannabis legal? In the United States, cannabis is legal for adult recreational use in 24 states. Adult recreational use, 24 states. 41 states, medicinal purposes. 9 more states for medicinal. The whole country is legalized. So they're having a good time. Yeah, like, just be careful. You should know your limit by now, especially if you're in some kind of clinic or you belong with a psychiatrist or a psychologist, or if you're open, be honest too, because remember, there is doctor-patient confidentiality. Almost every single time I go and talk to my doctor, I always say, are you going to call the cops? Because I want to be honest, and she wants me to be honest. If I am withholding information, the information I give her and the information I withhold could cause a psychosis because I'm withholding information or lying to her and saying, no, I'm not doing any of this. And then she might prescribe this, and then I mix it, and then boom, I'm in psychosis or dead. You want to be 100% honest with your doctor at all times and get that rapport and build that confidence and that trust, because I'm pretty sure, and I don't know what country you're in, but I'm pretty sure there are laws that specifically state, I pissed in a cup the last time. I think it was like 2 months ago, and they saw, oh, I'm positive. She didn't call the cops. She didn't say, oh, hey, he's positive. Get him. Throw him in prison. Drug addict, abuser, marijuana guy. She didn't. Carl von Linné, follower. I love me, Carl von Linné. She didn't do that. She took the information. She said, okay. She advised me, can you please stop doing it? Can you get off of that? I told her, California, out the kid out California, blah, blah, blah. She understood. Can you get it? Can you, do you have to do it all the time? And back and forth we went. I said, why don't you just prescribe it for me and give me an exact daily amount or exact weekly or monthly amount? Here you go. You can have this, and I prescribe to you and this. And said, but why? What's the reason? And I told her inflammation, sleep better, function better, social better. I myself, it's what I've known since I was 18. I'm 44. That's almost fucking 30 years. So I'm trying to learn how to be a new person, sober, and I'm gonna go down on baby steps. So help me, help you. And so she don't call the police. I think that's almost with 100%. I think if we walk in and like, I killed somebody last Friday and buried him in my backyard, I think she would then, yeah, he killed somebody. Go check him out. He's what the fuck? He's a murderer. Plus, my condition, my behavior, the history I have with them, they can see, they can tell, okay, he's not off the rails. I have a friend, every time he goes, he's got to piss in a cup. Every single time he goes, he's got to piss in a cup. Anytime he pisses hot, back in the cuckoo's nest for fucking like 28 days or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I guess, some people got problems with some drugs, some don't. Some people drink that alcohol and they can't stay away rest of their life. Me, I never really understood the point of pounding a 6-pack, a 12-pack within a short amount of time to achieve this level of intoxicated fun for a short amount of time, and then have like, now I'm 44. If I do get, I drank. Oh, I remember. I was with a friend, and we were down at a bar here in town, Dos Hermanos, and it was our first time there. And we said a couple things to the owner. We weren't trying to be mean. I don't think he took it as mean, but then he just started serving us free tequila shots. And he was saying, try this one, then try that one. Try this one immediately after that one. Feel the sweetness. Feel the sun. Like, he was giving us a tequila. I must have had like 10 shots of tequila in an hour and a half on the house. Who's going to say no to that? And I didn't feel drunk till about the 7th one, the 8th one. And it wasn't even that drunk. However, the next day, whoa, I felt it was the worst hangover I've felt ever. Yeah. And it took I think it took to like the midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, for it to go away completely. And I'm like, oh my gosh, finally, like I've drank enough water, I've eaten food, like it's finally, like it's gone. Like, wow. I mean, it tasted amazing. It was the best tequila I've ever tasted in my life, especially with the combinations, how he did it. But I do not recommend doing that at all. But that was like, it was cold weather. So that was like February, March, something like that. But I like, why am I self-medicating? You have to ask that question for yourself. You have to answer it too for yourself. And that's what I was talking about. You have to get on with your doctor. If you lucky and fortunate like me, where I live in a country that the medical care, is, it's top notch in one hand, I would say in the mental health, we're up there. Sweden's up there. I mean, I could call today, right now, it's 1:15. I can make a phone call. If I wanted to, I could see someone today. I might not be able to see my psychiatrist, but I'd probably be able to see like my curator, and only for like 30 minutes or something like that. But that would be like at a freaked out, like, I need to see somebody now. I could do that because that's the medical here. But most likely, if I just said, hey, I'd like to see somebody soon, the sooner the better, it would be next week, most likely Monday. They'd be like, okay, what's up? I'd be like, yeah, I'm just freaking out, never mind. But I'm not, I've only done that, I think, once too, where I was like, yo, I need to see somebody. And then it was seriously, I think it was Monday. I wrote a letter and I was really pissed off about the situation, what's going on, and I just vented. And I needed to vent to someone who knows what's going on with the bipolar, because like when you vent to somebody else, like when you vent to somebody like at the unemployment office, they don't give a fuck that you got bipolar. They just want to know, can you do the work or not? Yes or no. So I vented, and then I got a response that day and said coming on Friday. So it was within 4 days. It was within the week. But that's my recommendation, is that you be open and honest with your doctor, and you be real with the self-medication, because drugs will do that. Don't take this drug and alcohol. Well, why not? Well, fuck around and find out. You don't do it. The doctors know. And this could probably kill you, or you could just get to a slumber. You could go into a concussion, coma. You could go into a coma. Who knows? The doctor knows. So, but yeah, I know, I understand. It feels amazing. It can feel amazing. It can be great. I mean, I'm going to be full disclosure. The greatest thing in the world is to smoke a fat joint and make love to a woman all night long. You ain't breaking no law. That's, of course, it's illegal. You ain't hurt nobody. She wants you to perform for 3, 4, 5 hours. You will be able to, because you just smoke what you need. It is an aphrodisiac for me. It feels even more. You know how when you smoke, food tastes better, conversation sounds better, sex feels amazing, better. So, but if you're always going to be doing it all the time, another thing is that your tolerance will go down, and you got to do more, whether it's smoking or drinking or shooting up or inhaling it, or if it's a salve that you rub, you keep doing more. If you're addicted to oxys, it's 1 a day, then it becomes 2 a day, then it's 3 a day, then it's 4 a day, then it's 5 a day, then pretty soon the doctor's like, what the fuck are you doing with all these oxys, man? Here's 90 more. So, that's why I like it in moderation, even less than moderation. Remember Louis C.K. he said, I love drugs so much, that's why I never do them. Because when I do them, oh my gosh, are they amazing. The first one is free. You've heard that before. The first one is free. It always is free. My first high, I've been chasing my first high. Your first drunk, that's, man, I got drunk off of 1 beer the first time, because that's all you needed. And then you got a tolerance. And then now you're drinking 10, and it does nothing for you. You drink 10. There's people in the States that drink 10 beers before they drive to work. There's people that smoke on the job. I was in Amsterdam, and I saw a bicycle cop smoking a big fat blunt, smoke a big one, biggest, fattest thing ever. And he was pissed off that he had to work while smoking at the same time. The tolerance goes down, and you don't want that, because when the tolerance goes down, what goes up? Money, finances, and now you're addicted. And that's another thing with addiction that AI didn't say. Another classification of addiction is how much money you're spending on it. Gambling addiction costs money. Alcohol addiction costs money. Drug addiction costs money. Women addiction, there's dudes that are addicted to prostitutes. That costs money. It all costs money. So your tolerance goes down, the money goes up. Man, I used to only get high for $100 a month. Now I'm spending $2,000, and I can barely get high on that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got no tolerance anymore. Or your tolerance is too much, whatever it is, So be smart, don't start, is what you really should do. And I understand the fun. It's hard. Just say no. So if you do have a doctor, like my heart doctor, when I had my open heart surgery and then I moved here and then they tested and stuff like that, I remember asking my heart surgeon, or not my heart surgeon, my heart doctor, I was like, yo, can I get some cocaine? Like, what's going to happen if I take cocaine? Will it ruin the heart? Will I die? Well, there's that. And he was just like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm not going to tell you, yes, you can have cocaine. I'm like, yeah, but what's the amount that's safe so I can take it just one time, just before I die, so I can try it, just to check the box. You know what I'm saying? Bucket list. How much cocaine for my bucket list? He just said, dude, get out of my office. Get out of my office. And I'm going to see him. I think I see him in October. I'm going to ask the same question. What's my bucket list cocaine amount? And he's going to say the same thing probably. Knock it off. I'm not telling you. Psychiatrist is a little different. Psychiatrist is a little different. I ask her, isn't there a safe amount? Isn't there something like that? I've been doing it since I was 18, and then now it just happened to find out that I'm bipolar. Like, what's up with that? The thing with her is, and bless her heart, because of the illegality here in this country, I believe she is forced to say, don't do it. I don't want you to use it. You can't use it. I'm not going to tell you how much you use it. It'll be good. All the studies show this. All the studies. She just, no, because I'll do that. I'll bring on a study and be like, look at this. Look at it, cured autism. Not all autism, but it did do wonders for this kid in San Diego who was borderline anorexic. And then the doctor gave him a teeny tiny bit of an edible, chocolate brownie, little bit, non-psychoactive amount, but the munchies kicked in and the kid got fat. Well, not fat, but he's not skinny no more, and the mother's happy that he's eating. So I'm like, look at that. And she's like, yeah, good, great. Are you that person? No, you have bipolar. I go, oh, good point. Yeah, great point. So we're coming around. I'm being honest. She knows the deal. I have the cocaine talk with her. She says right out, she's like, yeah, no. First of all, if you do the coke, yeah, your heart will go through the roof. But let me tell you something. You think you're in a mania. When you're in a mania, take the coke and you're going to go even through the roof. And you'll probably be in here unwillfully, locked down, 24/7 supervision. It's going to be a long time. You won't see your kids. You won't be out. You're going to go into debt because the bills keep coming in, but you're in here stuck. So you got to think about your long-term future consequences and repercussions to your actions of wanting to self-medicate. Why do you do it too? Some people ritualize it. Every night before bed, I'm going to have a bottle of wine. Not a glass, but a bottle of wine. How you doing, mommy? Every night, every wake and bake. And then I'll have a great day. And then maybe a little bit when I come home for dinner, and then again, wake and bake. So then it becomes habitual. And then you are basically abusing the actual medication purposes of why you're doing it. It's one thing to wait till every Friday night and the week is over and you were a good boy at work and you clocked in, you did your 40 hours, the boss loves you, you're an all-star, you're employee of the month, and you have 0.5 grams of a little bit of joint, and you watch a movie and you have some munchy popcorn, a Friedrichs Miss Cannula, if you know, and then you go to bed and you have the weekend and your dad and your husband and your wife and your super mom and you're locking it down. And then you go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's one thing. That's one thing. I would count it as a medication, self-medication there. Like I said, I'm on lithium every day. There's daily medication, and then there's the as needed medication. And I think most of this stuff falls under the as needed medication. So just use your senses wisely. Rick James, rest in peace. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. I don't know. I never used it. Is there a reason to? Possibly. I don't know. Is there a reason to use it as needed? I don't know. Let's just look at the cigarette that's legal. The cigarette in general. The cigarette can be as needed medication. It restarts your breathing pattern. It calms you down. You hold in air in the lungs. Sure, it's with cigarette, but still, you get my point. Oxygen is in there. You breathe out. It calms you down physically in the short term. It, you know, you get the nicotine kick. You restart your brain. Okay. So even the cigarette can have a positive effect in some way, shape, and form. But those two are illegal for a reason. Alcohol and cigarettes worldwide is because they do the most damage long term. So stay within reason. As needed. As needed is, I like that, as needed. Because even when it's as needed, even when you freak out, even when it's like the kids are asleep, the phones are off, the house is clean, the dogs and cats are fed and walked. You know, I love, man, I miss this so much, but I still love it when I had my fat fucking house and you could hear the washing machine and the dryer and the dishwasher just going like that, and everything else was quiet. I could hear my little boy sawing logs in his crib. I maybe even heard the wife at the time snoring. That was like, yeah, you know what? Let's take a little medicine and then go to bed too. Those like the best. And days like that didn't happen every night. It didn't happen all the time. Just like the best. That's one of the best moments of my life right there. That feeling there. Now I have this washing machine that fucking, I call it the earthquake. It's seriously, the whole apartment just, every single unit too has the same washing machine. So when they're doing it, anyway, let's wrap this up. It's been an hour, fucking A. Yeah. My best advice would be that if you are struggling with your self medication, and yeah, it's like jacking off. You know, when you jack off, you bust your nut, and like, you fucking loser, why'd you do this? It's the same thing. It's like, oh, what am I doing? Like, you know, when you're rolling it, and you're like, yeah, why am I doing this? Why? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? That, like, if that's you and you're doing it every day and it's beyond the medication, it's become the addiction. If you can, cold turkey that shit for 30 days. Cold turkey that shit for 30 days. Cold turkey that shit for 30 days. And on the 31st day, make a decision and ask yourself this question: do I need to self medicate? Is today an as needed day? Right? It's like changing your diet. You know, if you hate fruit and veggies, pick one fruit and eat that for 30 days, and pick one veggie and eat that for 30 days. In 30 days, your body's gonna be going like, give me all the veggies and all the fruit. Give me everything. I used to be like that. And then one day I was like, well, I don't like berries at all, or cherries or anything like that, or strawberries. And then one day, my wife at the time, she said, take some blueberries, just eat one or two of those, and then do it again, and then again, and then again. And I live for the stuff, everything. In doing so, though, I found out that I'm allergic to some fruits. I get this like ear tingling sensation, and like my jaw kind of goes like that too, especially if it's an alcohol. Like if I have a cider, oh man, I can one sip and I'll swallow it and it will immediately, and it like I can still hear, but it's like fluffy or foggy or something. Anyway, yeah, just be careful, because you know it's chemistry. It is chemistry. When you mix stuff, look at all the chemistry stuff on YouTube. It's really cool. When you mix like baking powder and vinegar and something else, and the thing explodes. Well, when you mix lithium and alcohol and cannabis and MDMA and THC, that's a cannabis, and something's gonna explode. So be careful with your explosions. Thanks for watching to the end. I hope this helps. I really do. It's drugs are very nice, but they're also very, very dangerous. So be careful. Talk to your doctor. Have fun.